There is a hidden enemy, lurking in the shadows that wipes out more dreams than failure ever could. It doesn't voice its presence or make itself obvious as a threat. Instead, it subtly infiltrates the individual's mind, convincing them that they are being careful, responsible, and thoughtful in their actions. This hidden enemy is overthinking. Overthinking commences in an act of innocence with a simple dream, an idea or a goal in mind. The individual steps down and begins to ponder the ways to achieve it. At first it seems sensible. Planning is essential for success. Considering multiple possibilities can help in making better decisions. But there comes a moment when healthy thinking crosses the line into overthinking. The mind becomes repetitive in its thoughts. Questions flood in. Doubts strengthen. Every possible outcome is analyzed from every angle. The initial planning transforms into hesitation, and without even realizing it, the dream that once thrilled serves as a prisoner in the endless thoughts. Days, weeks, months, or even years pass by, but nothing in reality ever changes. The most significant tragedy of overthinking lies not in the fact that you overthink too much. Instead, it lies in the complete cessation of action. Ideas remain unfinished ideas. Plans remain unfinished plans. Dreams remain unfulfilled dreams. And the life that was once imaginative begins to feel ever more far away than it did before. Overthinking is a dangerous force because it veils itself as intellect. It claims you need more information. It demands longer preparations. It convinces you that waiting until the perfect moment is crucial. However, life rarely presents itself in the perfect moment. Opportunities often appear fleetingly and then dissipate. While you are dwelling deep into every possible outcome, someone else is already taking action. And in the moments of action, even imperfect action is the fuel that propels life forward. Many people are fixated on eliminating risk prior to embarking upon new endeavors. They yearn for guaranteed outcomes. They crave reassurance. They wish to be certain about every detail of the road ahead. But the truth remains, dangerously, certainty rarely resides within our control. Every worthy objective involves uncertainty. Starting a new business involves uncertainty. Pursuing one's ambitions involves uncertainty. Embracing a passion involves uncertainty. Even remaining in one's place involves uncertainty. Life itself is uncertain. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not the people who eliminated uncertainty. They are the people who moved forward despite it. One of the clearest signs that someone is trapped in overthinking is constant self-questioning. Every decision becomes complicated. Should I start now? What if I fail? What if people criticize me? What if I make the wrong choice? What if there is a better opportunity later? These questions seem logical, but when they repeat endlessly, they create paralysis. A simple decision that could be made in minutes suddenly takes weeks or months. Meanwhile, the opportunity quietly disappears. Overthinking turns intelligent people into inactive people, and inactivity slowly destroys confidence. Another harmful effect of overthinking is the habit of imagining worst-case scenarios. The human mind has a natural tendency to focus on danger. Long ago, this instinct helped humans survive in harsh environments, but in modern life, this same instinct often works against us. Instead of imagining success, the mind begins imagining failure. You imagine making mistakes. You imagine people judging you. You imagine losing money, losing respect, or embarrassing yourself. The mind becomes filled with negative possibilities. And the more you repeat these thoughts, the more real they begin to feel. Fear grows stronger. Confidence grows weaker. Eventually, the fear of failure becomes stronger than the desire to succeed. And that is the moment when dreams begin to fade. But here is something important to understand. The mind is incredibly powerful, but it is also incredibly suggestible. What you repeatedly think becomes what you believe. If you constantly imagine failure, fear becomes your reality. But if you focus on action, growth, and learning, courage begins to grow. Confidence does not come from thinking about success. Confidence comes from doing. Another silent cost of overthinking is the erosion of self-trust. When you question every decision, you slowly stop believing in your own judgment. You begin to rely on endless research, opinions, and external validation. You ask everyone what they think. You search for the perfect answer. But sometimes there is no perfect answer. Sometimes the only way to discover the right path is to walk it. Every successful person has faced uncertainty. Every successful person has made mistakes. Every successful person has experienced moments of doubt. But what separated them from everyone else was not intelligence, luck, or perfect timing. It was action. They acted when others hesitated. They tried when others waited. They learned while others only planned. And through action, they discovered something powerful. Progress creates clarity. When you begin moving, even with imperfect steps, you start learning things that thinking alone could never teach you. You learn what works. You learn what doesn't work. You discover strengths you didn't know you had. You develop resilience that cannot be built through theory alone. Life is not a classroom where you learn everything before the test. Life is the test itself. And the learning happens along the way. Another trap closely connected to overthinking is the pursuit of perfection. Many people believe they must wait until everything is perfect before they begin. They want the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect skills, the perfect confidence. But perfection is an illusion. There is no moment in life where everything suddenly aligns perfectly. Even the most successful individuals began with uncertainty. They did not have perfect knowledge. They did not have perfect resources. They did not have perfect confidence. They simply started. And through starting, they improved. Imagine if every inventor waited for perfection before building their ideas. Imagine if every artist waited for perfection before creating. Imagine if every entrepreneur waited for perfection before launching. The world would remain unchanged. Progress happens because people act before they feel fully ready. Waiting for perfection often hides a deeper emotion: fear. Fear of judgment. Fear of failure. Fear of criticism. Fear of looking foolish. But the truth is that most people are too busy with their own lives to spend much time judging yours. The voice that criticizes you the most is often your own, and that voice becomes louder the longer you wait. Action is the only thing that silences it. When you take a step forward, something powerful happens. You prove to yourself that movement is possible. That step may be small. It may not be perfect, but it creates momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. Once you begin moving, the next step becomes easier. Confidence begins to grow. Fear begins to shrink, and the path ahead slowly becomes clearer. Another powerful way to overcome fear is to break large goals into smaller actions. Big dreams can feel overwhelming. When you look only at the final destination, the distance seems impossible. But when you focus on the next small step, progress becomes manageable. Write one page, make one phone call, learn one skill, take one small risk. These small actions may seem insignificant, but they accumulate. Step by step, they build momentum. Step by step, they build belief. Step by step, they build the future you once thought was impossible. Success is rarely the result of one giant leap. More often, it is the result of hundreds of small steps taken consistently over time. Every step teaches you something. Every experience strengthens you. Every challenge prepares you for the next level of growth. And gradually, the person you become is stronger, wiser, and more capable than the person who once hesitated. Another important lesson is to change how you view mistakes. Many people avoid action because they believe mistakes are proof of failure. But mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are information. They tell you what to improve. They show you where adjustments are needed. They guide you toward better decisions. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master once made countless mistakes. The difference is that they did not stop. They treated mistakes as lessons rather than defeats. Over time, those lessons transformed into wisdom, and wisdom became success. Confidence does not appear suddenly. It grows through experience. Each challenge you face strengthens your ability to face the next one. Each risk you take expands your comfort zone. Each action you take proves that fear does not control your future. Fear may still exist, but it no longer has authority over your choices. You begin to realize something powerful. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. Every moment you choose action over hesitation, you reclaim control over your life. Your dreams stop being distant possibilities. They begin transforming into reality. Because dreams do not come true through endless thinking. They come true through movement, through effort, through persistence, through imperfect action repeated day after day. You do not need to know every step of the journey. You only need the courage to take the next one. And when you take that step, something remarkable happens. The path begins to reveal itself. The opportunities begin to appear. The confidence begins to grow. And slowly, the life you once imagined becomes the life you are actually living. So if you find yourself trapped in overthinking, remember this simple truth. You do not need perfection to begin. You only need the courage to start. One step, one decision, one action. Because the future does not belong to those who wait endlessly. The future belongs to those who move forward despite uncertainty. And the moment you choose action over hesitation is the moment your dreams begin turning into reality.